Today on the channel, we're going to check out from Powertown, Vern Gagne. Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got Vern Gagne from Powertown Wrestling. Now I've been sitting on this guy, I don't know, 6 months or longer, but how I acquired this was I ordered a Junkyard Dog and a Chief J Strongbow action figure from Powertown Wrestling. Okay, so these things got delayed. It's been like a year ago, maybe longer than a year now. But they just was not giving me my product. They took my money. They didn't send them to me. So to relieve some of that stress, they sent an email to me saying, hey, we are sorry for the delay on your action figures. Please select one of these action figures below as a we're sorry for the delay gift, or whatever you want to call it. So that is how I got it. Now, they sent this a long time ago. I've been sitting on it. I'm still waiting on the Junkyard Dog and the Chief J Strongbow figures, but I have heard that they're coming soon, so I thought, well, I better get this one out of the way. So that is how I got Vern Gagne. There was a list. I cannot remember who all was on the list. Maybe I'll figure it out right here, because the cross, I think it was Luthez, Stan Hansen, and Vern Gagne was on that list. I believe that was it. Maybe some others, but anyways, I picked Vern Gagne. That was the guy I knew the most about. I do know, to me, he was a wrestling trainer or promoter. To my dad, he was a wrestler. So it depends on when you were born, how old you are, how you feel about Vern Gagne. Now, Vern Gagne, I think I do remember him wrestling in the 80s, maybe, or late 70s, early 80s, and it being a big deal because my dad liked professional wrestling. But other than looking back on YouTube old videos, I don't remember a whole lot about Vern Gagne other than him being a trainer or a promoter. So that is my knowledge of Vern Gagne, really. Watching his old wrestling matches were unbelievable. He was more of a technical wrestler, if you will. He was really good. Somebody who, if somebody says Vern Gagne to me, who I think of, and maybe that style of watching his old wrestling, and then as I got older, seeing a guy that come along was Dean Malenko. Now, Dean Malenko was one of my favorite wrestlers, so I'm sure if I was a kid when Vern Gagne was wrestling, I would have loved Vern Gagne, because I really liked Dean Malenko. I thought he was unbelievable. But that's who he kind of reminds me of. I don't even know who trained Dean Malenko. He could have come from the Vern Gagne tree. So when you say what wrestlers come from the Vern Gagne branch, well, it even goes back further than that. You can say, what branch did Vern Gagne come from? That would be Joe Pazandek. And I'm sure he goes back even further. So Vern Gagne, a very important part of wrestling history. Of course, he did train from Minnesota, so he trained Ric Flair and those guys out there or up in the Midwest, that part. So is he my favorite trainer? No, because my favorite wrestler is all time is Hulk Hogan. So I would have to say Hiro Matsuda is my favorite wrestling trainer. But I'm sure a lot of people look at Vern Gagne as one of the best. Stu Hart's another one. A lot of just professional wrestling promoters and trainers out there. But yeah, so my knowledge of Vern Gagne is limited, other than he wrestled for Minnesota, was from Minnesota, and just an all-time great. So let's take a look at this packaging here. So this is my first Powertown Wrestling unboxing. So if I'm fumbling through this, I'm sorry. But up here we see Police Gazette belt included. So I imagine that's one of his belts that he had. You got Ultras Premium Collectible. Vern Gagne, got the picture of him right here. Powertown down here, it says, where wrestling lives on. Ages 18 and over, adult collectible. And that's your front. You got this small window box here, but if you open this up, it feels like that's magnetic right there, which I do like. I like that better than the Velcro. Open it up, and you get a good picture of Gagne right there, your action figure. And over here, some pictures here of Vern Gagne, which is awesome. I love the old pictures here. Any old pictures I can get a hold of, I like looking at. And right here we have Series 1, number 01. Now, I did not realize that this was the first figure in the Powertown library, so I am glad that I picked Vern Gagne, because sometimes the first one of any kind of collectible is more valuable, if you will, than any other. So number 1, I have it right here, so I'm awaiting my Junkyard Dog and my Chief J Strongbow. So going to be fun to open them. Now I get a little rundown. Okay, this side, back to the box. We have Premium Collectible, Vern Gagne, Powertown down here where wrestling lives on. Picture of our figure. This side, same exact thing, other than it says Series 1, number 01 right there. Bottom, we have warnings, copyrights, labels, barcodes. Top, Powertown, Vern Gagne, and there's a window here to let light in. And then on the back, we have Vern Gagne. It says 7-inch scale, and it says removable belts, alternate hand, neck towel. And then our cross sell here is Kerry Von Erich, Luthez, Magnum TA, Bruiser Brody, and Stan Hansen. Ultras Premium Collectible again here, and then Series 1 right there. It's a lot going on in this package when you really get to look at it. But let's go ahead and get him open. I believe I'm going to take him from the bottom. And to my surprise, there is no tape on this. No tape at all. So we'll just get our... Oh, no, wait a minute. There is tape right there. Let's get our knife in here and give it a twist. Pop that up. And this, I will say, is a very thick cardboard here. Oh, man, I'm excited for this. Pull it out. And there is your empty box right there. Nothing in there. And our tray did come out with the figure. So here we go. So we'll pull him up out of the tray. And that's it. Just this yellow backing right there, which is okay. It's better than that, like just cardboard. So they did put a little color on there and a gloss paint at that. And here he is in his plastic coffin. Man, doesn't look bad. There is a top on this guy protecting him, so that is nice. If you're an in-box collector, there is no way anything in here is going to come unstowed with this top cover on this tray. Let's see, is it taped? It is taped, so more tape to cut here to cut this top off. All right, there. Now that top is off. There you go. Set that to the side. Set that to the side. He is not tied in anywhere, so I'm going to hold this up so you can see without that bubble, but things are going to want to fall out like that hand, but there you go. So instead of using ties, they use that cover to go over the top to hold things in. Now, as I look at this, I feel like I'm marching back in time, say, I don't know, 8 or 10 years. But that's okay. I'm not going to judge right away. He does look like, if I was to open this up, I would think this came out 8 or 10 years ago, not a year ago or 2 years ago, if you will. Other than the jacket looks very well. That's just looking right now, my initial look at it. So let's pull out the accessories. First, we're going to get this hand out of here because it's just floating around, and it is a fist. Now, check this out. On the bottom, it is not a peg on there. So there's just going to be a ball joint on his wrist, and that looks like it's going to pop on. I'm wondering how that's going to stay in there. But okay, it is a fist, and a fist for Vern Gagne. Now, next we're going to pull out this towel, a neck towel. Just a piece of plastic, really. But that's going to go around his neck if you wish to display him that way. And then we get this belt. So let's take a look at the belt. It looks pretty good, actually. Is this better than our Mattel belts? Let's see. How does it fasten? Okay, I would say it fastens better in our Mattel belts and stays fastened better in our Mattel belts. Oh, that is really good. Yeah. I think Mattel could use some influence from Powertown, actually. I wish I could see the writing on there. There is writing, but I don't think it says anything. It's just kind of scribbled. But it looks pretty good. Actually, it looks really good, to be quite honest. I do like this belt, and I love the way it clasps. That is a lot better than Mattel's belts. Ton better. Locks up easy, and it stays locked. Wow. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Good belt. Very good belt. So that's it for accessories. So let's grab Vern's toe right here. Pull him up. So he is just laying in there. And boom. Vern Gagne has been resurrected. Check it out. Empty coffin right there. Put that to the side. Let's take a look at this. Now, first thing I want to do is get this jacket off, because I want to go through articulation. Now, this feels heavy. Very, very heavy. A lot heavier than our Mattel wrestlers. So that is something right there. So how are we going to get this jacket off? It's got to be able to come off, right? I really want to get it off. Let's see. Let's see if we can. The hand, one hand is going to be removable. Both hands. Okay, both hands are removable. Can we slide this jacket off of him? Now, it's kind of, I don't like this plastic jacket here. It does look realistic, I will say that. But, oh man, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it, though. Getting it off is really, really hard. Trying to take my time. I don't think it's going to rip or anything like that, but man. All right, I think I about have it. There we go. It is off. So let's take a look at the jacket. Now, it looks very, very realistic. Looks like a leather jacket. I'm not sure if it's supposed to look like leather. Maybe like a, I don't know. Yeah, it definitely looks leather to me. So did he wear a leather jacket? You let me know. But on the back, it does say Vern, and then it's got a VG on the left breast right there. Looks good. Trying to decide if I like it or not. I think I like it. I think I do. I know I shouldn't like it, but as a jacket, maybe I do. I don't know. Maybe I would have gone with a pleather maybe, but not bad. Especially for Series 1 in a line. All right, now we have to put the hands back on. Now, here's what our wrist looks like. So it does just have the ball right there. I'd be very careful of that, because if that breaks off, you're in big trouble. That's going to be the end of your hands going on. You have to somehow glue that back on. And man, the joint is very tight too. So, oh, okay, it does. It's kind of a ratchet feel to it to bring that wrist up and down. But let's go ahead. Let's walk through articulation. Head. Okay. No more movement than our Mattels. That's very unfortunate. I would love to see this thing look up a lot better than that, but that's it. Not much at all. It will go all the way around. I'm not sure if it's removable. I'm not going to pull any harder than that. Let's see. Arms go all the way around. He's got single butterfly in there. Check that out. He does have an upper arm cut. It is single jointed, but there is no rotation on that elbow. But you do get the upper arm cut to give it that Nolan Ryan fastball that way. Feels ratchety. Click, 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 click. It's not a smooth elbow, which I'm okay with that as long as it don't loosen up and then just want to fall. Let's see. We have a ab crunch. Not a lot of, a little bit of movement on the ab crunch, but I do like it. It's pretty well hidden. It is kind of like, compared to Mattel, it would be their ultimate ab crunch. Not awful. A little bit of movement. We have a bit of I wouldn't call it a hula hoop waist, but there's not a lot of waist movement here. I'm afraid I don't want to turn it too much. I'm afraid it might break. So I'm not getting this waist to go too far around. But with the ab crunch, I'm getting that much twist there. So not a lot there. So we are limited there. We have, how's our splits? Wow. That is very good splits, and they are well. I did not expect that at all. So very good splits. Looking at this, I thought he was going to get about like that. I really did. But, man, look at that. Impressive, Powertown. Impressive right there. Knee, we get a single-jointed pin knee. Oh, I forgot to mention the elbow is pinned. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. But single-jointed pin knee, single-jointed pinned elbow. The wrist, again. So be careful with these wrists. Yep. Knees, about a 90 degree, I would say. Pretty damn close, if not. We do have an upper boot cut. There is a rocker. Good smooth rocker, too. Ankle, it will point down. So our ankles are way, way better than our original Mattel ankles up until like 6 months ago or less. So impressed. Yes. Now the face. Now let's check him out, because I want to get to the face sculpt. Now, before I got this out of the box, of course, the first thing I did was look at the face, and that made me think older, 10 years ago or more. But the articulation now is totally wiped out of my mind, and he is more like a year-old wrestler or a year and a half, 2-year-old wrestler. But the face sculpt alone, if you don't look at the articulation, would make you think 10-year-old action figure. But head down, unbelievable. Very good, especially for single jointed. Now, I'm hoping that Powertown, they probably will get into double joints and things like that. Perhaps. I'm not saying necessarily, but he could. Yeah, the face sculpt is not great. Not great. I would love to see an alternate head, too, one where he's not smiling. He does have a smile here. Hair doesn't look bad. Got a good part in there. Very 1940-ish or 50-ish. And then black trunks, black boots, white trim. Did a very good job on the paint on this guy. No overspray. But, yeah. I'm honestly impressed. The weight is unbelievable. I wish I had a scale right now, because I would weigh this in one of my Mattels right there. But this has to be, I am super impressed with this. Super impressed. Now, let's put the towel on. There we go. Vern Gagne got his towel around his neck, ready to wrestle. And here's a big one right here, this belt. Now, I said good things about this belt. Let's see how it fits now. This is the ultimate test right here. And, okay. Now, I will say I'm having a little bit of trouble of getting it. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. That belt, definitely better than our Mattel belts. So I hope that's the next thing Mattel updates. They did the ankles, which is the main thing. I hope the next thing they do is probably the neck to get head articulation. But Mattel's third thing they should straighten out is the belt. Use this type of belt right here because this is way better than Mattel's belts. I will say that. So I have to give this a plus. This makes me more excited for that Junkyard Dog wrestler, that Junkyard Dog action figure that I ordered from Powertown. Now I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited for it. Looking at this through the box, I didn't expect this. I did not expect this type of articulation at all. But I'm very, very pleased with this. Man. Let's see. We do have this first hand right here is kind of in a, I don't know, give it a that hand. Not quite a claw, but close to it. And then let's see. I had that off. Let's take that off. Put the fist on. All right, fist is on. Yeah, not bad. So now here's another part, is getting the jacket back on. How hard will this be? I'm going to go ahead and take the hands off again. Get these arms cocked backwards. Everything feels snug. It don't feel like any of the joints are going to break to me. Now we got his belt on. We got his jacket on. Get his hands back on. I'm going to fist. But nice to get two fists, I think. There we go. You're not going to get with this jacket. You're not going to get much arm movement now. So, yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. You're pretty much you're with your jacket on. It's going to be like that. You're not going to get hand up, arms up. No way that's happening. It's just not going to stretch out. So yeah, I totally believe that I would have went without, and this isn't going to work out. No towel on either, so you're limited with this jacket on as far as displaying him. That's how he's going to have to display. I barely get, yeah, it's not going to, not a lot of movement. So I would say they need to update their jackets. They need to update their face sculpts. And other than that, maybe go double jointed, but I'm not going to complain about single jointed joints for Series 1 figure number 1. I'm impressed. I will say, highly impressed. I'm glad I got the Junkyard Dog coming. If you are a wrestling fan, a wrestling historian, I would say this is a must-have. It absolutely is. Will I go back and try to get the other ones if I can get them at a cheaper price? I believe they're probably way more expensive now, but I'm really, really happy that Powertown extended the olive branch, so to say, to keep me satisfied on how long it's taken to get these other two figures. I did not order this guy, like I said. I did not pay for him. They said, select one of these wrestlers. I selected Vern Gagne, and I am so glad that I did. But that's it. I have been sick, so there was a real big gap in there on videos. I was sick, and then I'm having family issues. I have an aunt that is not doing well. She's kind of seems like maybe dementia or Alzheimer's kicking in, but so we've been caring for her. And then we came down with the flu or some kind of virus. So that's where the delay has been in any videos. But I'm getting back into it. It feels good. But that's going to be it. Thank you oh so much for watching. Powertown Wrestling, I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. I really am, especially being Series 1, Figure 1. But that's it. Till next time. Oh, yeah.